Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, National Park Service proposes destruction of a unique GA airport. Also, Superior Air Parts applies to the FAA for AMOC approval. And Piper Certifies delivers first Pilot 100i trainer. Thank you for joining us this Monday. We hope you had a great weekend. I'm your host, Kimberly Kay. You have an exciting episode today filled with the latest news, so let's start with. We couldn't make this up even if we tried, but a unique GA airport in the middle of historic Death Valley is under attack by some folks at the National Park Service because they want to turn it into a place for stargazing. A tweet by the San Carlos Airport Association alerted us to this bizarre state of affairs with a call to action by December 23rd. NPS has specifically put forward questions about the removal of an airstrip to create a night sky viewing area, as if the current airport location was the only place one could look at the sky. This idea is obviously not the brightest, as it destroys one of the few remaining GA airports in the area. A unique location, to say the least, in favor of a concept that could be accomplished virtually anywhere else. There is little reason to destroy such an asset where there are precious few airports in the area, and of the few that remain, one of the closest is in bad shape. If you're against this idea, then voice your opinion as soon as possible because time is running out. So, what happens when two passengers behave badly? Well, the FAA is proposing civil penalties. I'll tell you what they did after the break.
Skyleader Aircraft offers a lineup of the most powerful, durable, and efficient light sport aircraft in the industry. From trainers to roomy cockpits for long hauls, Skyleader has an aircraft for you. And the best part? They're in your budget. Skyleader's base prices are set low to give you room to customize your aircraft to your needs, desires, and wallet, allowing you to put your money where it matters to you most. Visit flyskyleader.com today to learn about our aircraft, customization options, and chat with the team.
Are you ready to ace your FAA drone pilot knowledge test, get your remote pilot certificate, and start earning money? Well, flying a drone is a great tool that can open up new business opportunities for anyone. Realtor, insurance adjuster, videographer, or commercial weekend drone warrior, you need to fly legally. Whether you're pursuing your initial Part 107 remote pilot certificate or you need a renewal, King Schools has a course just for you. So start learning today at kingschools.com.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're going to be summarizing some other interesting stories in this brief segment we call Around the Patch. So let's start with FAA proposes civil penalties for two airline passengers behaving badly, a pair of grown-ups throwing a tantrum. The FAA has proposed civil penalties of $15,000 and $7,500 respectively against two airline passengers for allegedly interfering with and assaulting flight attendants who instructed them to wear face coverings. In August of this year, a passenger on an Allegiant Air flight allegedly and reportedly screamed obscenities at and hit a flight attendant, then grabbed her phone. The FAA proposes a $15,000 penalty against this passenger. Another passenger misbehaving on SkyWest Airlines flight is being fined $7,500. Aviation groups form alliance against illegal charters. A group of business aviation organizations started a coordinated effort to combat illegal on-demand charter flights. The group, called the Air Charter Safety Alliance, will raise awareness among potential customers, charter brokers, ministries of transport, and national aviation authorities regarding the use of unauthorized aircraft operators for on-demand flights. While the overwhelming majority of on-demand charter flights comply with national and international safety standards, there have been instances of unauthorized aircraft operators actively avoiding aviation authority oversight, placing at risk the safety of passengers. NASA astronaut Mike Hopkins transfers to U.S. Space Force while aboard the ISS. NASA astronaut Mike Hopkins became the first ever U.S. Space Force officer assigned as an astronaut when he voluntarily transferred from the U.S. Air Force while in orbit on the International Space Station, adding to a long history of military officers working at NASA in a civilian capacity. NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine and NASA Deputy Administrator Jim Morhan joined Secretary of the Air Force Barbara Barrett and Chief of Space Operations General Jay Raymond from NASA headquarters in Washington, D.C. for the ceremony. ALPA Canada pushes additional pilot training as 737 MAX returns to service. Transport Canada has announced the completion of its validation work for the FAA's return to service plan before returning the Boeing 737 MAX to Canadian skies. The Airline Pilots Association Canada has been heavily engaged in ensuring that revised pilot training requirements are adequate and reiterated that several items still require attention before the aircraft can return to service in Canadian airspace. Well, that does it for today's trip around the patch. Let's return to the rest of the news. Superior Air Parts applies to the FAA for AMOC approval. Superior Air Parts has been working with the FAA to develop and submit an alternative method of compliance, covering the recently announced FAA AD regarding certain Superior Air Parts manufactured crankshaft assemblies. The crankshaft assemblies were originally installed in new Superior Air Parts XP Series model 0360 and IO360 engines, and as a replacement part under PMA on certain Lycoming model AIO360, also IO360 and O360 engines. The list of affected crankshaft serial numbers can be found on the FAA's website. A Superior spokesperson said that the company has assembled a team including engineers, metallurgists, representatives of the FAA, and AOPA to develop this AMOC that, when approved, will enable affected aircraft owners to comply with the AD at a significantly lower cost without impacting the engines or aircraft's safety. According to the representative, they are confident that the FAA will approve the proposed AMOC prior to the AD's assigned active date of January 15th of next year. Superior will release more details on the AMOC if and as soon as an agreement is reached. After these messages, Piper certifies and delivers first pilot eye trainer.
The LT is just another tick on your pre-flight checklist until you need it. Did you ever wonder what would happen if you had an engine failure over the mountains, marshland, or other dangerous terrain? Take to the skies confidently with the most reliable and highest performing ELTs and safety products on board that instantly mobilize life-saving search and rescue across the world. Read survivor stories from aviators and adventurers who survived life-threatening encounters thanks to ACR and RTEC's life-saving technology. Luck favors the prepared at survivorclub.com.
I believe that if people use the landing doctor training program, they will have less accidents and eventually their insurance will go down and they will make a superior pilot. We do personal limitation checklists, which is the most important reason you need to fly with limits. We do ground proximity awareness training, and we do this with a crosswind. We've been operating 6 Bristels for 2 years without one insurance claim. The Landing Doctor program is working, and you're going to hear more about it.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Welcome back. Piper certifies, delivers first pilot eye trainer. Piper Aircraft has received type certification from the FAA for the Pilot 100. The Pilot 100, which was announced during the Sun and Fun in 2019, is an additional to Piper's trainer class line. Following certification, Piper began deliveries to its launch customer, American Flyers, who will be taking delivery of 8 Pilot 100i aircraft by the end of this year. The new Piper Pilot 100 rounds off Piper's portfolio of training aircraft products with 5 model series: the Pilot 100i, Archer TX, Archer DX, Aero, and Seminole. The company offers the widest range of training aircraft for any aircraft manufacturer and meets all the individual needs of its training operators and customers. For 2021, flight schools now have an option for a factory new trainer that is priced under $300,000 and is IFR equipped with digital autopilot. According to American Flyers National Chief Pilot Stephen Dawn, The Piper Pilot 100i is the perfect mix of simplicity and technology. The G3X avionics suite is the only glass platform that allows for toggling between round dial and tape displays in a touchscreen format. This outperformed the G1000 suite on so many levels and was the primary reason we selected the Pilot 100i. Well, that does it for our show today. In light of the holiday season that's upon us, ANN and Airborne will be operating on a reduced holiday schedule this week and next. Episodes of Airborne Unlimited will be webcast through the end of the year, Monday and Wednesday, taking each Friday off for the holidays so ANN and Airborne crew can enjoy the holidays and, of course, have a few drinks in the process. We have some good news as well. Backed by popular demand, Airborne will be returning to a daily schedule early next year, and some new programs are in the works. Those details will be relayed later on in the week. But in the meantime, you can also catch us on Roku and Fire TV. The ANN family is wishing you happy holidays.